Parasurama, the sixth incarnation of Vishnu, born a Brahmin, destined to wield the axe. He was a warrior, he was a sage. His story is a tale of revenge, a story of duty, a story that speaks of the never-ending battle between Dharma and Adharma. Parasurama was born to Jamadagni, a powerful sage. His mother was Renuka, a woman of great devotion. From a young age, Parasurama displayed immense strength and courage. He was trained in the martial arts. He mastered the use of the axe. He was fierce and unstoppable. His destiny, however, was not his to choose. It was ordained by the gods. He was to rid the world of Kshatriya tyranny. Kshatriyas, the warrior class, had become drunk with power. They had forgotten their dharma. They oppressed the weak. They were a threat to the cosmic order. Parasurama would be the instrument of their destruction. Renuka was devoted to her husband. She served him with love and obedience. Her chastity was her pride. Her power flowed from it. One day, she went to the river Ganga to fetch water. As she dipped her pot into the river, she saw them. Gandharvas, celestial beings, frolicking in the water. They were beautiful, alluring. Renuka, for a fleeting moment, was captivated. This moment, a mere flicker of distraction, was enough. Her chastity, her unwavering focus on her husband was broken. Jamadagni, with his yogic powers, sensed it instantly. He was enraged. His wife, his pride, had faltered. Jamadagni, consumed by anger, ordered his sons to punish Renuka. One by one they refused. How could they harm their mother? Jamadagni cursed them. He banished them. Only Parasurama, bound by duty, obeyed. He picked up his axe. He was a dutiful son. He was also a fearsome warrior. He beheaded his mother. The king was Kartavirya Arjuna, a powerful king. He had 1,000 arms. He had a boon from Dattatreya. He was invincible. He heard of Kamadhanu. He coveted her. He stole her from Jamadagni. He imprisoned the sage. Kartavirya's sons returned to their father. They told him of Jamadagni's death. They boasted of their deed. But their victory was short-lived. Parasurama returned home. He saw his father's lifeless body. He was overcome with grief and rage. He learned of Kartavirya's treachery. He swore vengeance. He would make the Kshatriyas pay for their greed. He would avenge his father's murder. He would become the instrument of their annihilation. He picked up his axe. It gleamed, thirsty for blood. The earth trembled in anticipation. The heavens watched with a mixture of fear and awe. Parasurama, the Brahmin warrior, was unleashed. Section 5. Rivers of Blood. Parasurama, fueled by rage, became an unstoppable force. He stormed Kartavirya's palace. The guards were no match for him. He fought his way to the king's chamber. Their battle shook the very foundations of the earth. Finally, Parasurama, with a mighty swing of his axe, disarmed the 1,000-armed king. He then, with cold fury, beheaded him. But his vengeance was far from complete. He vowed to rid the world of all Kshatriyas. 21 times he crossed the land. He left a trail of blood in his wake. Kshatriyas were slaughtered. Their cities were reduced to ashes. The earth ran red with their blood. Section 6. The Wages of Wrath. Parasurama's rampage continued. The oceans filled with the blood of slain warriors. A new sea, a sea of crimson, was created. He had become the very thing he was meant to destroy, a ruthless, power-hungry warrior. His rage consumed him. The gods intervened. They were horrified by the carnage. The balance of the world was threatened. They pleaded with him to stop. They reminded him of his dharma. Parasurama, exhausted and burdened by the weight of his actions, finally relented. His rage subsided. His vengeance was complete. But at what cost? He was a warrior sage, stained with the blood of countless men. The consequences of his actions would haunt him forever. Section 7. Jamadagni's return. The gods, in recognition of his sacrifice, granted Parasurama a boon. He asked for his father's life back. His wish was granted. Jamadagni returned from the dead. He saw the carnage his son had unleashed. He saw the pain in his son's eyes. He knew then that revenge, though it may offer temporary solace, ultimately consumes the soul. He forgave his son, but Parasurama could not forgive himself. He had tasted blood. He had succumbed to the lure of violence. He had strayed from his true path, the path of a Brahmin. He decided to atone for his sins. Section 8. The Burden of Penance. Parasurama retreated to the mountains. He gave up his axe, the symbol of his wrath. He donned the robes of a hermit. He sought redemption through meditation and penance. He wandered the land, a solitary figure haunted by the ghosts of his past. He taught the Vedas to worthy students, but his heart was heavy with guilt. His story serves as a warning. It illustrates the seductive nature of revenge. It highlights the importance of forgiveness, and it reminds us that even the most righteous fury can lead to destruction. Section 9. The Teacher. Parasurama's legend lives on. He is revered as a master of martial arts. He is remembered as the guru of Bhishma, the great warrior of the Mahabharata. He is worshipped as an avatar of Vishnu, the preserver. His story is a part of the grand tapestry of Hindu mythology, a tale of duty, revenge, and redemption. It is a story that continues to resonate with people even today. Parasurama, the Brahmin warrior, teaches us that true strength lies not in violence but in self-control. He reminds us that the path of Dharma is often fraught with difficult choices, and he shows us that even the darkest deeds can be forgiven through true remorse and repentance.